both parties have been losing every election for the last 30 years. Maybe 2008 was the one exception where there was a kind of persuasive victory for the Democrats. I think our politics is, in some sense, always about which team you want to understand yourself to be a part of. Who's the we? And the thing that can't go on is that both parties are answering that question in a way that leaves them as minorities. The striking thing about this moment in American politics, and I mean the past generations, the past 30 years, is that both of our parties are minority parties at the same time. That's very unusual in American politics. Almost any moment you look in on our politics, you'd find a majority party struggling to keep together a really complicated coalition, and a minority party that defines itself against the majority. There was one period at the end of the 19th century that didn't look like that. And now we're living in another period that doesn't look like that, and that for 30 years has not looked like that. But basically, it's been 50-50 for a very long time. And that changes when someone with real political talent helps to frame people's sense of the moment in a way that persuades something more like 60% than 50% of the electorate to say, the we that guy's talking about includes me. And I think that is very often a social issues kind of thing. It's very often, how do you understand your aspirations? How do you understand the country? How do you understand the problems we have? How do you understand what you don't like and what you're against? Both parties have been failing to do that in an effective way for a very long time. But because the elections are so close, neither one of them recognizes that it has been failing for 30 years, because you only really learn that when you lose really badly. And a 50-50 election doesn't feel like losing really badly. You think, I could just do the same thing next time and it'll work. And it's true. It really could work. So when I say I think we're at the end of a phase and we're sort of looking for what the next phase is going to look like, I think what we're looking for is what the next majority party coalition is organized around. And that could come for either party. There's an imaginable way that the Democrats become that party. I think there's a much more imaginable way that Republicans become that party. But what it would take is a leader or a set of leaders with a kind of vision of what people are really looking for. I think that mostly would be about symbolic and social issues. I actually think it usually is. But we haven't found anyone with the capacity to do that just yet. There's an incredible hunger in American society now that is not being met. There's a market demand that no one is meeting. That's true in the culture. It's true in our politics. There's a kind of sense that people want something, and instead what they're being offered is the same thing they've been offered for a long time.